The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against the Amorites, and prophesy against them. And say unto the Amorites, oh crap, I said it wrong. Hear the word of the Lord God, thus said the Lord God, because thou saidst against my sanctuary when it was profane, and against the land of Israel when it was dissociated, and against the house of Judah when they went into captivity. Behold, therefore I will deliver thee to the man of the east for a passion. They shall set their places in thee, and make their dwelling in thee. Indeed, they shall eat thy fruit, and they shall drink thy milk. I will make rapid a stablet for camels, and the opportunities in a couching place for flocks. Ye shall know that I am the Lord. For thus said the Lord God, because thou last clapped thy hands and stamped with defeat, and rejoice in heart with all thy dispute against the land of Israel. Behold, therefore I will stretch out my hand upon thee, and will deliver thee for a spoil to the heathen, and I will cut thee off from the people. I will cause thee to perish out of the countries. I will destroy thee, and thou shalt know that I am the Lord. Thus said the Lord God, because that mob answered to do say, Behold, the house of Judah is like unto all the heathen. Therefore, behold, I will open the side of Moab from his cities which are his frontiers, the glory of the country, Beth Josamah, Balamida, and Carvina, and to the men of the east with the opportunities, and will give them in possession, that the opportunities may not be remembered among the nations. I will execute judgment upon Moab, and they shall know that I am the Lord. Thus said the Lord God, because that Edom has dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and has greatly offended, and revenged himself upon them. Therefore thus said the Lord God, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and will cut off man and beast from it. I will make it dissociated from men, and they the Donan shall fall by the sword. I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel, and they shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury. They shall know my vengeance, said the Lord God. Thus said the Lord, the Lord God. Because the Philistines have dealt by revenge and taken vengeance with a despiteful heart to destroy it for the old heart. Therefore thus said the Lord God, behold, I will stretch out my hand upon the Philistines. I will cut off the Chorlinodines and destroy the Mammoth of the seacoast. And I will execute great vengeance upon them with furious rebukes, and they shall know that I am the Lord when I shall lay my vengeance upon them. That's another thing too, guys. I like to start well, I mean by don't create weird scenarios in your head. Don't project your thoughts towards God. God knows who you are and knows your thoughts and everything. Don't project your thoughts and insecurities on what you think God is. Just read the book more. Don't think this and think that. Like, you got to read the book more. You have to read it more. I'm talking about you have to, because some of these people are false prophets out here, and some people are good at fooling people, and you're going to go through certain things. God allows certain things to happen for a reason, though. I'm not even finna say what I went through. Like, I've been fooled more than once, but hey, stuff happens, and I'm glad it's teaching me a lot of things. Like, some people you can't even trust your own family. Like, that's your cousin, but okay, your cousin might not be the same person it was some years ago. Your cousin might have something against your parent, even though you don't have nothing to do with it, but it still don't mean nothing, though, at the end of the day. Like, hey, if they see it as, hey, I got beef towards your parent, I got beef with you. That's how most people see it anyway. Some people think loving you is cool. That's not love, if you know what I mean, or if you know what I'm talking about. You know what I mean by some people. I don't even want to get into it. I'm just gonna go back. And it came to pass in the 11th year, in the first day of the month, that the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, because that Taurus have said against the Jews around, after she is broken, that was the gates of the people. She is turned unto me. I said, Be replenished. Now she is laid waste. Therefore, thus said the Lord God, Behold, I am against thee, O Taurus, and will cause my nations to come up against thee, as the sea causes waves to come up. And they shall destroy the walls of Taurus, and break down her towers. I will also scrap her dust from her, and make her the top of a rock. It should be a place for the spreadings of nets in the midst of the sea. For I have spoken it, and thus said the Lord God, and it shall become a spoil to the nations. And her daughters which are in the field shall be slain by the sword, and they shall know that I am the Lord. For thus said the Lord God, Behold, I will bring up on Taurus. I still don't know how to say this word to this day. But I'm going to try to say it. Nusbus just crap baskets, can you say it? Nusbus, king of Babylon. I always remember that word all the time and never can say it. King of kings from the north, with horses, with chariots, and with horsemen and companies, much people. He shall slay with the sword, and their daughters in the field. He shall make a front against thee, and cast a mount up against thee, and lift up the buckler against thee. He shall set engines of war against their walls, and with their axes he shall break down their towers. By reason of the abundance of his horses, the dust shall cover thee. The wind shall shake at the noise of the horsemen, and of the wheels of the chariots, when he shall enter into their gates, as men enter into a city wherein is made breach. With the hoofs of his horses shall he trim down all their streets, and he shall slay the people by the sword, and their strong garrisons shall go down to the ground. They shall make a spoil of their riches, and make a prey of their merchandise, and they shall break down the walls, and destroy their pleasant houses, and they shall lay their stones, and they tumor, and they dust in the midst of the water. I will cause the noise of the songs to cease, and the sound of their harps, and shall be no more heard. I will make thee like a top of a rock, thou shall be a place to spread nets upon, they shall be built no more. I, for the Lord, have spoken it, and said the Lord God. Said the Lord God to Taurus, shall not the idols shake out at the sound of the fall, when the wound cry, when the slaughter is made in the midst of thee? Okay. And then all the princes of the sea shall come down from their thrones, and lay away their robes, and put off their broaden garments. They shall clothe themselves with trembling. They shall sit upon the ground, and shall tremble at every moment, and be anointed at thee. They shall take up a lamentation for thee, and say to thee, How art thou delays? To thee, how art thou destroyed that was an habit of seafaring man, that renewed city, which was strong in the sea? She had her habitations, which caused their chariot to be on all that hunted. Now shall the archers tremble in that day of thy fall. And yeah, I don't know. I should have listened to the audio before I got up on here, guys. Israelites that are in the sea should be troubled at they depart. Dang it. The pastry. No, it is the patry. For thus said the Lord God, when I shall make thee a desolated city, like the cities that are not inhabited, when I shall bring the deep upon thee, and great waters shall cover thee. One shall bring thee down with them that descend into the pit, with the people of old time. Shall set thee in the low parts of the earth, and places desolated of old, when them that go down to the pit though be not inhabited, and shall set glory in the land of the living. I'll make thee a Toro, and thou shalt be no more, though be sought for yet, so thou never be found again, said the Lord God. The word of the Lord came again to me, saying, Now, thou son of man, take up a lamentation for Taurus, say unto Taurus, O thou that art saluted at the entry of the sea, which art a merchant of the people. For many idols, thus said the Lord God, Taurus, thou hast said, I am perfect, I am of perfect beauty. The bonders are the midst of the seas. The builders have perfect the beauty. They have made all their shipboards of free trees of Sinran, and they have taken cedars from Lebanon to make masts for the of the oaks of Banish, and have they made the oars, and have company of the Atraships, have made they benches of ivory, brought out in the irises of Chitting. Fine line with broaden work from Egypt was that which thou spread it forth to be Daisal, blue and purple from the idols of Islam was that was covered thee. The inhabitants of Zidon and Avram were the mariners, and they wise men of Taurus that were, and they were the prophets. The ancients of Glumbal and the wise men thereof were, and they conquerors, and all the ships of the sea with their mariners, and were indeed to occupy the merchandise. They of the parish and of led and the plot were in the army. They man of war they hanged in the day man of war they hanged in the shield of Elterman, and indeed they set forth their comeliness. The men of Israel with their army were upon the walls round about, and the domes were in their towers. They hanged their shields upon their walls round about. They have made their beauty perfect. Tasha was their merchant by reason of the multitudes of all kind of riches. Dang, I'm messing up like crazy in this video today, guys. With silver and iron and lead they traded, and they fares. Java and Tribulud and Merche, they were the merchants. They trade the persons of man and vessels of brass, and they market they of the house of tow garment trade, and the fairs with horses and horsemen and mules. The men of Dedon were they merchants, many others were, and they merchandise of their hand, and they bought thee from a present horns of ivory and ebony. Submarine was they merchy, and by reason of the multitude of their wearies of by day making they occupy, and they fares with emeralds and purple embroidered, working fine line quoted at and argent. Judah and the land of Israel. Israel, and they were their merchanties. They trade in the market, wheat of Minden and Pangan, and honey and oil and balm. The markets were they merchant in the multitude of the wearies of their making, for the multitude of all riches, and the wine of Helbon and white wool. Done also and Javan going to and fro occupy in their fairs, and bright iron, cascade, and Calamas were in their market. The Don was the merchant and priced clothes for Charlottes and Albro and all the princesses of Kelder, and they occupied with thee in lambs and rams and goats, and those were they merchandise, and the merchandises of Sheba and Ramah, they were their merchandise. They occupied and they fares with chief of all spices, and with all precious stones and gold. Haram and Kenny and Eden, and the merchants of Sheba, Ashura and chill man with a merchies. Though with a merchies and all sorts of things in blue clothes and broad work. And in chests of rich apparel bound with cords and made of silver among their merchants. The ship of Taurus did sing of thee in the market, and though was replenished and made very glorious in the midst of the seas. The rollers have brought thee into a great workers. The east wind has broken thee in the midst of the seas. They riches, they fairs, they merchant, they dice, they mariners, and they plotlets, they cranklers, and the occupiers of their merchandise. All the men of war that are in thee, and all the company which is in the midst of thee, shall fall into the midst of the seas in the day of their ruin. The suburbs and shall shake at the sound of the cry of the pollards, and all that handle the ark. The mariners and all the pilots in sea shall come down from their ships. They shall stand upon the land, and shall cause their voice to be heard against thee, and shall cry bitterly, and shall cast up dust upon their heads, and they shall waddle themselves in ashes. And they shall make themselves utterly bald for thee, and girdle them with sackcloth, and they shall weep thee with bitterness, and harder bitter wailing. And their wailing, and they shall take up a lamentation for thee, and lamentation over thee, saying, what city is Taurus like? They destroyed in the midst of the sea, when their words went forth out of the sea. Though filled many people, though didn't enrich the kings of the earth with the multitude of their riches of the merchant, the merchant. In that time when those should be broken by the seas in the depths of the waters, the merchant all day. All company in the midst of thee shall fall. All the inhabitants of thee also shall be anointed at thee. And their king shall be sore afraid, and they shall be troubled in their countenance. The merchants among the people shall hiss at thee, and those shall be a terror, and never shall be any more. The word of the Lord came again to me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Taurus, thus saith the Lord God, because their heart is lifted up, and they have said, I am a God. What? Let me read it again. The word of the Lord came again to me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Taurus, that said the Lord God, because their heart is lifted up, and they have said, I am a God. I sit in the seat of God in the midst of the seas, and yet thou art a man, and not God, thou set thine heart as the heart of God. Behold, thou art wiser than Daniel. There is no secret that they have hid from thee. With thy wisdom and with thy understanding, thou hast gotten the riches, and have gotten gold and silver into thy treasures. By the great wisdom and by the traffic hast thou increased thy riches, and thy heart is lifted up because of thy riches. Therefore, thus said the Lord God, because thou hast set thy heart as the heart of God, behold, therefore I will bring strangers upon thee, terrible in the nations, and they shall draw the swords against the beauty of all their wisdom, and they shall devour their brightness. They shall bring thee down to the pit, and thou shalt die. The deaths of them that are slain in the midst of the seas, what thou say before him that slay thee, I am God, thou shalt be a man, and no God in the hand of him that slay thee. Thou shalt die the deaths of the uncircumcised by the hand of strangers, for I have spoken it, said the Lord God. Moreover, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, take up a lamentation upon the king of Taurus, and say unto him, Thus said the Lord God, thou sealest up the sum full of wisdom, perfect in beauty. Thou hast been in Eden in the garden of God. High every precious stone was they covering, and the sunderous topaz, and the diamond, and pearl, and the ox, and the jupiter, and the sapphire, and the emerald, and the carbuncle, and gold, and the workmanship of the tabrets, and of the pipes were prepared in thee, and the day thou was created. Thou art the anointed cherub that covered, and I have set thee so thou was upon the holy mountain of God. Thou hast walked up and down in the midst of the stones of fire. Thou was perfect in thy ways from the day that thou was created till iniquity was found in thee. By the multitude of their merchandise they have filled the midst of thee with violence. Thou hast sinned therefore, and will cast thee as a profound out of the mountain of God. I will destroy thee, O covering cherub, and from the midst of these stones of fire. Thy heart will lift it up because of thy beauty, and thou hast corrupted thy wisdom by reasoning of thy brightness. And I will cast thee to the ground. I will lay thee before kings, that they may behold thee. Thou hast defiled thy sanctuaries by the multitude of thy iniquities, by the iniquity of thy traffic. Therefore I bring forth a fire from the midst of thee. It shall devour thee, and will bring thee to ashes upon the earth in the sight of all them that behold thee. All they that know thee among the people should be anointed at thee. Thou should be a terror, and never shall thou be any more. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Zidon, and prophesy against it, and say, Thus said the Lord God, Behold, I am against thee of Zidon. I will be glorified in the midst of thee, and they shall know that I am the Lord, when I shall have executed judgments in her. Shall be sanctified in her, and for I will set into her penalty and blood into her streets. The wounded shall be judged in the midst of her by the sword upon her and on every side, and they shall know that I am the Lord. There shall be no more a pilgrim bear into the house of Israel, nor any grieving thorn or altar around about them that despise them. And they shall know that I am the Lord God. Thus said the Lord God, when I shall have gathered the house of Israel from the people among whom they are scattered, then shall be sanctified in them in the sight of the heathen, and then shall they dwell in their land. And I shall give unto my servant Jacob, and they shall dwell safely. Therein shall build houses and plant vineyards. They shall dwell with confidence when I have executed judgment upon all those despise them round about them. And they shall know that I am the Lord their God.